Thanks very much to the Alumni Association and also to Greg Floyd for his role in helping to make this special honor happen. Greg and I first met in 1976 as freshman suitemates in Curtis Hall, and I'm so fortunate that he continues to be one of my closest friends. Thank you, Greg. My wife Carolyn and I are so pleased to be joining all of you today, and it's so wonderful, as always, to be back on campus. I'd like to thank our kids, Justin and Melanie, who inspire us every day, and especially Carolyn for all of her love and support over the years. She really does make it all possible. And many thanks, too, to our dear friends and Oneonta alums, Vicki and Roy Fryman, for joining us this morning. I have the unusual honor of accepting the 2026 Humanitarian Award, not only for myself, but also on behalf of my late brother, Glenn Winuk. 3 years apart in age, we shared a bedroom growing up in Jericho, Long Island. We overlapped in Oneonta, both of us speech communications majors. We were close as brothers and shared many friends over the years. The seeds of service and working on good causes for both Glenn and me throughout our adult lives were surely sown here on this campus. We both took courses from excellent professors such as Art Doria and Frank O'Mara, who helped us better understand the human condition. We both served in multiple leadership positions in student government. We were both active in promoting and engaging in various worthwhile causes, some focused on bettering the student experience and campus life, some more broadly with the town of Oneonta itself, and some through a larger lens, well beyond these local borders. In fact, in the history of the college, we may be the only brother alums who, taken together, both served terms as Chief Justice of the Student Association Supreme Court and as members of the Oneonta Mayor's Advisory Board and as SA Executive Board members. I'm proud to have shared all that and more with Glenn. Yes, Glenn and I were indeed similar in many ways. How Glenn and I were not similar, however, was in his extraordinary courage, training, and experience as a first responder. It really was stunning to witness. The life he lived as a highly trained volunteer firefighter and EMT over the course of about 20 years was commendable and extraordinary to witness, all while juggling a challenging and accomplished career as an attorney in New York City, where he was a partner at the Holland and Knight law firm. I'm endlessly proud of the life that Glenn lived. When the World Trade Center was hit by planes on that sunny September morning, almost 25 years ago, Glenn helped evacuate his nearby law offices and then headed on foot into the South Tower to save lives. He responded to the bombing of the World Trade Center in 1993 as well, and to countless other emergency situations. He truly lived a life of service, not only as a first responder, but also in his profession and as an all-around caring human being. Glenn perished in the collapse of that South Tower. His partial remains were found March 20th, 2002. Surgical glove on his hand, stethoscope and medic bag by his side. He was just 40 years old, a full life yet to lead. It was not to be. A few months after 9/11, I received a call from my friend David Payne in California. He said, "What do you think about starting a movement to make the anniversary of 9/11 an annual day of service, reflecting the way people came together everywhere in the aftermath of the attacks?" I love the idea. As a career public relations professional, I was fortunate to have opportunities throughout the years to work on many good causes, advocating for matters in healthcare and nutrition, the environment, hunger relief, social justice, and education. But this was personal. Work on creating an annual day of service in honor of Glenn and several other Oneonta alums and all the other victims of this terrorist attack? I'm in. With the help of many people along the way, David and I set about to build a ritual in this country where everyone each year could mark the day by doing good deeds, promoting unity, togetherness, and kindness. A ritual that embraces putting aside our differences for at least one day, focusing on our common humanity. This was a way to take back the day from the terrorists. This was a meaningful, impactful way to honor those lost and injured, and those who rose in service in the aftermath. And build it we did. Fast forward to 2009, and our nonprofit was successful in having the anniversary of 9/11 recognized under federal law and presidential proclamation as a national day of service and remembrance, one of only two in the United States. And now 9/11 Day is the largest annual day of charitable engagement in the nation, with tens of millions of people doing good deeds to mark the anniversary each year. Thousands of nonprofits, corporations, faith-based groups, first responder organizations, professional sports leagues, governmental entities, grade schools, and colleges, including Oneonta University, now participate in 9/11 Day. Here's just one example of how far-reaching and impactful this observance has become. This coming September 11th, to mark the 25th anniversary of 9/11, our nonprofit will be staging large-scale mealpacking events in 50 of the nation's largest cities, at which about 50,000 volunteers will collectively generate about 20 million non-perishable meals for donation to local food banks for distribution to those at risk of hunger. 20 million meals in one day. And that's just one of our programs. I encourage you to visit 911day.org to learn more about how people participate. I'll close by sharing that Glenn and I both truly loved and valued our time at Oneonta. Our experiences here, inside and outside of the classrooms and lecture halls, really became defining elements of our lives. The life lessons and education we had here set us on direct paths to professional success and very rewarding personal lives. And surely the friendships we made here were and are irreplaceable and a source of great joy. Many thanks to the Alumni Association for this special honor. I will treasure it always, as I know Glenn would. Thank you.